Good morning, students. I welcome you again on GPC Dosa's YouTube channel. We were in our previous classes. We were studying about the phrase. We discussed about noun phrase, verb phrase. We discussed about prepositional phrase, adverb phrase, and adjectival phrase. Today, I am going to discuss you about the infinitive phrase and the gerundial phrase. As the name suggests, infinitive phrase, it is related to the infinitive. An infinitive phrase contains an infinitive, means to plus base form of verb. An infinitive phrase contains an infinitive which is to plus base form of verb and modifiers or other related words linked to the infinitive. These other related words are usually the object of that verb which is contained in the infinitive. An infinitive phrase acts as a noun, it can act as an adjective or an adverb. For example, in the sentence, I enjoy to drive a car, we have three elements here: I as a subject, enjoy as verb, and to drive a car. We have a complete phrase here which is infinitive phrase, and it acts as an object of the verb enjoy. So what does the subject enjoy? To drive a car. To drive a car is a complete phrase which is an infinitive phrase which contains to plus bare form of the verb drive and a car which is a noun phrase and again which is an object of the verb drive. So to drive a car is an infinitive phrase and it acts as a noun and becomes object of the verb enjoy. Now look at the sentence second. The CM made a plan to help the poor. Now think of the sentence as the CM made a plan. The CM made a plan. This sentence has a subject, a verb, and an object. As a subject, the noun phrase the CM acts as a subject. Made is verb, and a plan is what? An object. A plan is an object, and it is a noun phrase. Now, the rest of the phrase to help the poor. To help the poor is a group of words, is a phrase, and it is an infinitive phrase. To help the poor acts to modify. Its purpose here is to modify the noun phrase a plan. CM made a plan. So what kind of plan? Why did CM made plan? To help the poor. This phrase clarifies, modifies the meaning of a plan. So this phrase acts as an adjective phrase. This contains to plus bare form of the verb help, to help, and its object the poor. The poor as a noun phrase is an object of the verb help, and again they form a single phrase to help the poor as an infinitive phrase. Now look at the third sentence. She sang. She sang a song. She sang a song to please the audience. So why did she sing? To please the audience. Her purpose was to please the audience. Her purpose of action was to please the audience. Now you can clearly see that to please the audience is an infinitive phrase, and it modifies the verb. So it can be termed as an adverbial, and it functions as an adverb. Infinitive phrase here functions as an adverb of the verb sang. So I hope you have understood. I repeat here that an infinitive phrase contains an infinitive and its modifier. An infinitive is 2 plus base form of verb, which is a form of verb which does not have tense, mood and aspect. The form of the verb which does not have tense, mood, voice and aspect is infinitive. An infinitive without to is called bare infinitive. So whenever you see a verb which doesn't have any tense, mood, voice, aspect, these kind of things, and it doesn't have to with it, then it is bare infinitive. So an infinitive phrase contains an infinitive plus its modifier, and what its modifier will be? The object of the verb. That object of the verb will be a noun or a noun phrase, and that noun or noun phrase may contain several words, but they will make a phrase. They will act as a noun, an adjective or an adverb. Now let us look at the gerund phrase. What the gerund phrase is? I think you are familiar with a gerund. A gerund is a verbal noun, meaning a verb which acts like a noun. So gerund phrase is a group of a gerund and its modifiers and other related words linked to this gerund. Gerund phrase functions as a noun in the sentence. As a gerund functions as a noun, gerund phrase also functions as a noun in the sentence. Now it will be clear from the examples. I enjoy listening to the music. I enjoy. I as a subject, enjoy verb, and what do I enjoy? Whatever the answer will be of this what, listening to the music, it will be object of the verb enjoy. Now what is the object? Listening to the music. Listening to the music. In this phrase, listening is a gerund, and the other related words with this listening is to the music. Listen to. Listening to is a gerund, and the music is its object. Now these words make a complete phrase which will be called gerund phrase, and they act as an object of the verb enjoy. A subject or an object always can be a noun phrase, or words with the nominal functions. So this gerund phrase has the nominal function here and acts as a noun and becomes the object of the verb enjoy. Now look at the second sentence. He started writing the letter. So put a question mark here. What did he start? He started writing the letter. He as a subject and started as a verb. Writing the letter is a phrase again and works as object of the verb start. Starting the letter is a gerund phrase which contains writing as a gerund verb plus the letter as its object. Coming together, they make a phrase and their function here becomes nominal function and they function as an object of the verb start. Now look at the third sentence. Crying of a baby disturbed me a lot. Now what did disturb me a lot? Crying of a baby. It is a complete phrase. Crying as a gerund, of a baby as its modifier, and they act as subject of the verb disturb. You can clearly see that this phrase has the nominal function and becomes subject of the verb disturb. So you can say that gerund phrase is a group of a gerund and other related words linked to this gerund, and it functions as a noun in the sentence. Its functions are either they can become object or they can become subject of the verbs. I hope you have understood well about the infinitive phrase and the gerund phrase. Now I request you to go through the exercises which are available online, or you may turn pages in your textbooks, grammar books. You will find exercises there, and just give it a practice. If you have any doubt, if you have any problem, you can write to me, you can contact me. All your doubts will be removed if you listen carefully. You can re-listen it and re-listen. You will understand well. Thank you.